Today is March the 22nd, 2024, and I decided to try these bare roots that you get at Walmart, Canadian Tire, other stores like that. I've never tried them before, but I love peonies. They smell so good. So about 2 to 3 weeks ago, I went to Canadian Tire for something and I took a look at what they had available and I found one peony. It was a light pink color. This is what I found. This package gives you 2 bare roots and it's $9.99 and it's the TASC brand. So took it out of the package, put it in a pot. Now we had another snow blizzard, so I definitely cannot plant these outside, but these are great to start now. And then when the weather gets nice, I can plant them outside and they'll already be growing. So this has only been about 2 weeks and I've got a really nice sprout here. And then I ran out of soil. So this one does need to get fixed, but look at this. Isn't that beautiful? This one is really shooting up. So what I did was I took the roots out of the bag, put them in water, and I just let it sit there for a couple hours so it could rehydrate, and then I planted my plants. Now this was about 2 weeks ago. This is what I got at Canadian Tire. 2 bare roots, $10. So Walmart, I went there for my birthday on Tuesday. So I got myself some different colored peonies. They only had dark pink and the white, which is fine. They didn't have any of the other colors I wanted, but these are the same brand, the TASC, same price, except you only get 1 bare root. So not too happy about that, but it's better than nothing. So I'm going to show you how it works. So I've already cut the bag open. So this is the front. When you flip it over, it does have information. So when you open these bags, it is fairly dry in here and you have to pick out your root. So here's a tip. When I decide which bags to buy, I actually lightly feel the bags and I try to pick the one that feels like it has the bigger root, because some feel like they have a tiny little piece of root. I want the biggest one they can get. So this here is what I just cut this open right now. And this is looking fairly good. So I'm just going to set this in my water. And I'm going to let that hydrate, get some water there. Oh, got some roots sticking up. I'll actually add some more water in here. I'm just in the little addition I built on the side of my house to do some work, so it doesn't matter if everything gets dirty. It's easy to clean in here. So this is my little workstation for when I can't go outside. And I'm not going outside in that it's cold, it's windy, and there's snow. So this I will let sit for, well, maybe like a few hours, let it get a good hydration. But here's what this one looks like. And again, that's the white. I got 2 of the whites since you only get 1 root per bag. But in my experience so far, I would highly recommend these. I personally am not going to pay $30 and $50 for a bush at the garden center if I can get 2 roots for $10 and just grow them myself. Now, 1 root for $10, I'm cheap. So that's kind of pushing it, but it's still a lot cheaper than paying, well, at least here where I'm at, it's super expensive. If you were to buy them at the garden center and they're already like growing. Now, if you don't have time or you're not interested, it is a good option to just buy them at the garden center. I love them. They have the most amazing smell and they're beautiful. So this is just the kind I wanted. They had tons of other kinds. They had a lot of different kinds of flowers. It's just this is particularly my favorite. So that's why I got peonies, but they did have a lot of other kinds. And another tip, every time I go into town and go to the grocery store, I always stop at the bakery section in the grocery store. I don't buy anything from there, but I always ask if they have any buckets. And what happens is they get these buckets with pre-made icing Some, if you have a deli section, sometimes they'll get them for mayonnaise and in these big buckets. These are food grade buckets, and they also come with lids, and they just throw them out at the end of the day. So if they have any empty ones, they just give them to me for free. So every time I go, sometimes I get one little one. Sometimes I've gotten some that are 5-gallon bucket size with lids. Sometimes I've gotten 7 or 8 buckets all at once. So it's a good thing to just ask. And next time you're at a grocery store or anywhere that has food, just ask if they have any empty food grade buckets that they're giving away. And I use them for food storage, but you can also drill some holes in the bottom. Now, I also like to drill holes in the side, at the bottom, but on the side. So if your bucket is on a flat surface, it's gonna be harder to get the water to drain on a flat surface. But if you also put holes at the bottom of your bucket, but along the side, then the water can actually drain out the side very easily. So that's just what I do. And I add a little bit of landscape fabric on the bottom. So when the water drains out, the soil does not drain out with the water. And I can grow all kinds of stuff in here. So if you are looking for ways to save money or just be resourceful, check your bakeries, even restaurants. You can ask them if they have any empty food grade buckets you can have. I've gotten tons of them, and so that's what I'm using right now. Side note, they do have the ingredients on them, on the label, of what is in the icing that you buy at the store. So and most of the bakeries, especially the big name stores, the grocery stores and that, my experience is that most of them buy their icing from the same company in the same buckets, and this is Canada and US. And so when you're buying cakes at the bakery at the store, they don't list the ingredients on the cakes. You're buying a birthday cake or anything. I think there's a good reason why, because people would not buy them. So it's just another little side note. If you get the icing buckets, take a look at the ingredients of what is in the icing that they are putting on your cakes. We have canola oil, vegetable shortening, palm oil, and a bunch of stuff. I actually don't know what it is. There's corn syrup, food coloring, and some things that are actually banned in Europe. So this is just a good just little piece of information to get a better idea of what is in the stuff that they sell you that they don't put ingredients on. So that was really interesting to see what is in the icing that they sell you. So again, there is one of the peonies. There's the other one. I think they're doing great. So my experience is very positive. And look at this one. I actually might cut that off because it's getting yellow and let a nice fresh one grow. But I do think that they are a great option. I will definitely be buying more, especially if I find some other colors that I don't have. And these ones here, like I said, I got these at Walmart, so other stores might be a different brand. But these ones here are product of Holland, which is nice. And I'll just give you a little peek here so you can just get an idea of the different sizes. So here's one. That's the other white one. And I think it looks fairly good. Oh, there we go. I got some shoots on there. So pretty good. I definitely can't complain, but I also do recommend, like I said, to lightly feel the bottoms of these bags. And I personally try to pick the ones with the biggest roots because these felt really large and I'm happy with them. But there's some where I had to really wonder if there's even a root in there and then you can feel them, but they're so tiny. So if you're spending $10 on a plant, on a bare root, it's a good idea to try and make sure you get the biggest roots you can so you have a better chance of it doing well. And this is my pink one. So that one looks fairly well. I think it looks great actually. It's super thick, so the larger ones have probably been able to retain more moisture and water, and so they're going to be healthier. This one actually does still feel a bit damp, so that's good, because who knows how long they're sitting in these bags for. And I do recommend getting them sooner, because if they're sitting in the store for, you know, a couple months, they most likely be dried out. So this is my experience. This is what I've been up to, and something I can do while there's snow outside. And it's also a little bit too early to start seeds here, unfortunately. I have to wait another week and then start seeds. If I start them too early, then they're just gonna have a stunted growth because they're not gonna get in the ground in time. But this is something that you can do while you're waiting to get your plant seeds in the ground. And hopefully this was helpful, and I will be posting some random videos later this week. Hopefully this helps you, and I highly encourage you to get out and you know, buy some flowers and make your yard look extra beautiful. It's also good for your pollinators, which you need for your gardens. And I will see you on the next video.